and you gonna say something, and you gonna do this right here, and then you gonna put on this act, and then this hot mess. So you need to run the FBA's they stuff back now. You know what's being said, or deal with God. He already said what would occur. He said that we were gonna be locked down and chains and everything. But then he said after that happened, that he was gonna deal with the people who did it. Professor Constantine wrote a few books only because they was a competition and there was gonna be a lot of money. If they would have never been a competition, we would have never known none of this. Being the first indigenous group in every continent, including Asia, all of Asia, every continent, we were first, and then they pushed us in the corner like we didn't exist. And let me tell you when it really happened. You don't believe me? Look up 1916 to 1933 and see the big push out. That's when you're gonna see. That's when you can see what happened with Wilmington. That's when you can see what happened with Oklahoma. And you can see it was a big turnover at that time. They did it all at once. They started flooding the towns, burning the towns, bombing the towns. Go, if you check it and see what I say. We know y'all got resources. They do too. Now it's time for y'all to take over y'all resources. Y'all, you got everything. Put them out. Caucasians, y'all almost got it. A lot of y'all are seeing it now. For what happened with Miss Good, because it could happen to anyone. And a lot of y'all getting slapped around by y'all own. Because see, you thought you was going to be able to hide and use your supremacy and say this right here. And they're telling you when y'all going to learn. Because they ain't operating by no laws that you know. Everything doesn't revolve around you. And to think it does causes you to act as a narcissist. And you know what we do with narcissists. We don't do no contact. Just saying, we don't. We let you just breathe. Unless you get some empathy and some thoughtfulness, ain't nobody got time for that. And you benefiting off the FBAs. You've been benefiting for a long time. And it's funny how you projected. You said the FBAs is lazy. But we were the ones doing all the work. My ancestors did all the work, but you the one sitting on your butt. Let me tell you something. People will try to change your name by projecting on you who they are. So when someone calls you a name, if that name don't fit, cut that contract and say, that ain't my name. I don't receive that. Even with the N-word, don't even, If they call the N-word, that's not your name. That ain't your contract. As long as they don't put their hands on you, we good. Okay, Latino and Spanish. If y'all come together, just in a group and deal with y'all own issues, because we got our own issues in the FBAs, okay? If y'all deal with y'all issues in there, do you know what y'all can do? Man, y'all got so much. But y'all are so separate. And y'all been benefiting off the FBAs. So we did the civil rights and everybody jumped in underneath that. Even the LGBTQAI, they jumped in underneath that too. That's how they got their rights. Everybody benefited off us. And when we say that, everybody get mad. And it's funny how that group benefited off us, but they didn't want to use the civil rights, but then treat the FBAs in the group like they don't exist. Like, really? Come on, y'all. We get an opportunity to do better. We going into some new seasons. We get an opportunity to be better, y'all. The Asian groups, if y'all would come together, we finding out that some of y'all black, especially Vietnamese, some of y'all get as dark as us. Y'all benefiting off the FBAs. If y'all would come together, y'all come to our neighborhood and open up these stores, and y'all assimilate to be with the Caucasians because they allow you to step on us. When you come into our neighborhood, we can't get a loan. We trying to get the loans with the bank, and the bank say no because of redlining. Then y'all come in and get the banks, and they use y'all to hurt us. And for a long time, it's been working. But y'all starting to see stuff too. And y'all been asking us to help. And then y'all ask for help once you see that that assimilation don't work no more. Y'all even dealing with y'all own. Native Americans, they say they are native to the land, but they really are Siberian, but are cosplaying as American. See, they were bought here. Yeah. Some of y'all didn't come freely either. So, it is what it is. A lot of y'all did come freely, but some of you didn't. But you are Siberian. And you say you are native to the land. But we've been on this land so long. And it's funny how when you go back, look at the documentaries down there. You'll look down there and you'll see what the scientists say, oh, well, who is this group? Who is this group now? Excuse me, confirmation burp. They're saying that they Native Americans when these people is pitch black. These people black. They black and they black. You see, what happened was we made a treaty with y'all when we got together because we were both hated groups. And they was going to put y'all in slavery. We made a treaty with y'all and we did it. Little did we know when we made that treaty with y'all that y'all was going to turn around and betray us. And sold the land for $5. Because it seemed like it's such a great deal. Where that get you? That's why they take so much. They remember the treaties and how you betrayed us just like everyone else. No anger, just stating facts. I'm not mad, I promise you. They played you too. Alaskan and Hawaiians, they played you too. Y'all been through a lot too. And stay clear to assimilate until you can't no more. And you also benefited off the FBAs. But them Hawaiians, y'all lost a lot. Y'all queen went through a lot. They came over there, took over your queen's palace, put her on house arrest, and then threw her out of there like it was nothing. But that was y'all queen. Y'all been through a lot too. And I'm not negating none of the pain that y'all went through. I'm not negating that. However, there was no whips and there was no chains. They won 400 years plus of fighting a system. Everybody benefited off us being at the bottom. Just saying. There are some freebies and a link for my podcast with Women's Leveling Up that was done in May. Also, there's some links for some magazines I was covered in September, October, and December. Look in the description below to find the things that truly light you up and leave everything else behind. I cannot. I'm looking for. There we go. Remember, I placed the links to my own personal bookstore. My books incorporate the essence of God. If you want to feel the presence of God, read In the Garden with the Father, Understanding True Intimacy. There we go. Don't know why I was doing that, but it just did. Page 46. I don't know how I came to this again. Okay. Rest in me and trust me to handle everything. I have you. Just relax. Come on here. God is good. And then I also have my other two books, Befriending the Shadow, Unshakable Peace, Unstoppable Change. Both of those books are my shadow activity books. And the reason why I call them shadow activity books is because it allows you to have fun with your inner child and your inner teenager. So you get a word of knowledge and you get an exercise. Then you get a shadow question. Not so nice. Okay? But it causes you to look into the mirror. When you get tired of looking in the mirror, go to the color page. And then when you get to the color page, God asks you to keep between the age of 5 and 10. Why? Because the age of 5 and 10 is when most childhood wounding happen. And then by the age of 7, it is solidified in the system, okay? By the age of 10, it is really solidified if nobody came to assist. By the age of 21 to 25, that is your time to deal with it in your own personal way because now you consider an adult, okay? That's your process to work out now. No longer can you blame any adults in your life. Then you have 4 pages of drawing, doodling, sketching, all of that. Why? Because the closer you get to God, the more it feels like Stranger Things and X-Files. Because you ask God something, you get an email and to say exactly what you was looking for, the answer will be there. Or you go outside, take out the trash, it'll be on the side of a van. Or you'll be going somewhere and somebody will say something and you just stop. You're like, how do they know that?